Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Mindcrack SUB-REDDIT server. As always, this is Loryen, and as you can see, I'm out here at my new project site, and I have been busy. I've got the front entrance done. I changed it up a little bit from the last time you saw it, and also I got the towers up, and this right here is going to be the main tower. And this sucker is just absolutely huge. And so, here's the question. Can somebody who fell from that height survive? The world may never know. Today, I'm thinking we're going to do some caving. And I got Truth here with me again.
Hello. Yes, I am here.
Wonderful entrance, as always.
Yeah, I'm good at this.
Yeah. Yeah, so I've noticed that there are quite a few caves around my base, and I think it's about time to check them out. And that'll give us some time to talk about where our heroes left off, where they had just reached Disneyland. Give us a preview of that and some movie voice. He doesn't write his own material.
Yeah, no, sorry. I'll read the shit out of a script, but I can't write.
Let's see. So yeah, we had just gotten to Disneyland. The end.
What, me? Okay, so we went into Disneyland, and we rode some rides at Disneyland. Let's see. Okay.
It's kind of difficult to pick up a story a day later, isn't it?
Crazy old man stories. I know, we should have kept going.
We actually had trouble with the audio from the last episode.
Yeah.
As soon as I stopped recording, I flipped over to the audio site, and it deleted it. The program stopped working, so we lost the entire audio for that entire recording session.
We use Audacity, and I don't know what happened. I'd never seen it do that before. It just stopped. Did that? The program has stopped working. Click to close. So immediately panicked, thought we'd lost everything. Went to open it back up again, and it said, you seem to have stopped recording without actually finishing your project. Delete temporary files. No. And apparently it was possible to stitch everything back together. It saved that entire 30-minute recording in a series of approximately 10-second audio recordings.
The look on Truth's face when he realized that he was going to have to paste every one of them back together, piece by piece.
Yeah, I was about 5 minutes into it before we looked online and found out that there was a recovery tool that would do it for you. But by then, it just, it was, let's just get done with this and go to sleep.
It was about 5 in the morning at the time, so
yeah.
I wanted to go home, and he wanted me to get out of his house.
I have to play more Pixel Junk Shooter. Please leave me alone.
So, we'd gotten to Disneyland. Swinging topics here.
Yeah. Let's see here.
We got to Disneyland, and my fear was, I'm a bigger guy. I played football in high school, so I have a right to be big. I own an ice cream company, so I definitely have a right to be big. But I was worried the whole trip down there that I wasn't going to fit into any of the rides. And Truthseiyer was like, no, you'll be fine. And I'm like, have you seen the amusement parks around here? Where we live, there is a very terrible theme park.
It's I would call it underfunded.
It's Six Flags.
Well, sure, some of the rides still have the wheels on them from when they used to tour the country with Traveling Carnival, but that doesn't mean that it's not a, full-fledged amusement park. Just because some of the rides are only there because they're too broken to pack up and move again.
Well, anyway, that was my majority of amusement park experience on these rides that a normal sized person would have trouble fitting in. And so someone of my frame would worry about, spending all of this money to go into a Disneyland and not being able to do anything. So we get there, and the first ride we go on was Pirates of the Caribbean. And I sat down in the seat, and just music played in my head, and I was like, oh, I fit. And so we proceeded to go on every ride.
Well, it's actually pretty impressive. The last time my dad was at Disneyland was when he took me as I think I was 3, so it was better than 20 years ago at the time. But we walked through the gate, and we're walking straight down that Main Street USA, and Pop goes, he kind of squints and looks around and goes, well, now I reckon if we head up here and take this next left, we'll be in line for the Pirates of the Caribbean. And we were. And so now when we get off this ride, if we take another left and head up behind here and go down this little alley, we can get in line for the Haunted Mansion. Then we head up past here, we get the Country Bear Jamboree. Unfortunately, the Country Bear Jamboree has been discontinued and was replaced by a Winnie the Pooh ride. But it wasn't terrible.
There were definitely...
It was...
But it was no Country Bear Jamboree.
But it just... I don't know. The old man's like that. I reckon I was here once in 1973, so I can find my way around. I don't know how he does it. A lot of pigs down here.
Yeah, I'm gonna get me some bacon.
I guess we're not that far down.
Bye, Flake. We will miss you.
Yeah, he didn't really know how to handle the lack of Country Bear Jamboree.
Yeah, he went on about that for a good hour and a half.
Oh no, son, I'm sure it's still here. I work with a lady who was here about 6 months ago and told me that it wasn't here anymore. No, they wouldn't get rid of that. Now where in the hell is it?
It's over there under the Winnie the Pooh ride.
Yeah.
Oh. Although I gotta say, I was really impressed with Honey, I Shrunk the Audience.
Yes.
That was some 3D right there.
Yeah. That was 4D.
Yeah, they have little spouts and that shoot air up your keister.
Yeah.
So
air in your face, water up your ass. It's a family ride.
Right.
Whip your genitals. Air in the face, water up your ass, whip your genitals. It's a family ride.
Just your standard day at Disneyland. Happiest place on earth?
Oh yeah. I think the highlight has to be the former Golden Horseshoe review.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Formerly sponsored by Pepsi.
Yeah. Well, see now for many years there at Disneyland, they got their Frontierland and the French Quarter, and kind of in between the two, there's sort of you get the saloons, and then you get the old timey jazz bands, and I believe it's right across the street from the Mark Twain Riverboat ride. Is a saloon called the Golden Horseshoe. And for the first 75 years that Disneyland was a thing, the show was basically the same thing. It was the Pepsi Cola presents the Golden Horseshoe review. And I've seen the thing several times myself, and it was highly entertaining. A couple of cowboys fighting over the affections of Miss Kitty. Dancing, axe throwing, as I recall, one of the guys gets hit in the face and turns and spits a bunch of teeth into the bucket, but he spits like 875 teeth into the bucket. Oh, just great stuff.
Yeah, he had gone on and on about this, so I was really excited to see it.
Yeah, the whole day we're walking. Oh, we're gonna see this Pepsi Cola Golden Horseshoe review. My dad's one of those old people that cannot abbreviate. He doesn't have it in him to leave words off of something. So everything's presented by, and brought to you by. So just all day, Pepsi Cola Golden Horseshoe review. We're gonna see this Pepsi Cola Golden Horseshoe review. We get up in there, and there's a sign out front that says, "Now featuring Billy Hill and the Hillbillies." Good show, mind you. Very entertaining.
Very entertaining. 4 guys playing 1 guitar.
Yeah, that was.
Well, actually, a guy was picking the guitar, and then the guy standing next to him was doing the fingering on the frets.
Yeah.
And so they were each.
I hope so.
They were each playing half of their instrument, and it was quite impressive.
Yeah, good show. But you know, as we said, you know, pop doesn't really respond to change real well.
That Pepsi Cola, that sure was a fine product. I
And
can't believe they did away with that Pepsi Cola.
Yeah, you know, he'll latch onto an idea and just get stuck there for a really long time. But 3/4 of the way through the show, he leans over and says, "Son, you know, I reckon we were in trouble when we got in here, and I looked over and saw they was serving Coca-Cola." I just.
Oh, I mean, what do you say to old?
I don't know. It's maybe that's it. Maybe it's the same reason he knew how to get to the front of the Haunted Mansion from the entrance of Disneyland after not being there for 20 years. It's got to be that same thing.
Yeah. So throughout the entire show, he keeps leaning over to me and going, "I sure do miss that Pepsi Cola." What did they ever? And then he would reach over and he'd slap Truthseiyer on the knee and go, "What did they ever do with that Pepsi Cola? That was such a fine product." And Truth had to assure him several times that Pepsi Cola is still around.
They still make it, Pop. I'm certain he was screwing with me.
You know,
he's got that. He's got such that deadpan delivery that I can't tell. I never know for sure.
Oh.
His deathbed, he's gonna hand me a little notebook. It's 1983. Pretended not to know what a transformer mabob was. What?
Oh. You know, on my deathbed, you know what I want to say?
Huh?
Right before I die, I want to say that I love you all, and the $1 million that I'd saved up is hidden in the
rosebud.
Oh. I'm wondering if this is actually going to turn into a real cave, because the last couple have been kind of duds.
Looks like you're going somewhere.
Hey, where do these stairs go?
They go up. Oh, man.
Oh. My favorite part was when your daughter dressed him up in the tiara.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was good. Got the pink Mickey Mouse ears with the little tiara and veil coming down off the back of it. He's a good sport.
Oh, that's what grandpas do.
Yup.
Although if my dad's grandkids ever handed him a pink tiara, I think my dad would worry about them.
Well, you got all boys.
Yeah. Oh.
Never did go on that Peter Pan ride.
No, we didn't.
That's a shame. That was a good one.
Yeah, and the what do you call it? The Swiss Family Robinson was now the Tarzan thing.
Yeah. That really bugged me. The Swiss Family Robinson treehouse is now the Tarzan treehouse. I don't know if they changed anything. It was closed.
Yeah.
It was closed, and so was Splash Mountain.
Splash Mountain was one I really wanted to go on.
But you know that Pirates of the Caribbean. My grandmother has an old LP record from probably the late '60s that has the audio track that plays when you ride the Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't know how many people out there have actually been on this thing, but you sit in a little boat and you go around and there's a bunch of animatronic puppets and they move and they talk and they sort of tell a story as you go through. Well, Grandma's got this record, so even though I've only been to Disneyland a couple of times, I'd sit and listen to this record, and then I grow up and I finally managed to get back there, and friggin' Johnny Depp is in every scene. Just animatronic Johnny Depp waving from a barrel, getting pulled up out of a well.
Yeah, it was kind of.
I'm glad they left the dog with the keys in the movie, because they probably would have pulled it off the ride and I would have had to kill somebody. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but there's some things that you just shouldn't mess with.
Like Lincoln. Ah.
Uh-oh.
I'm on fire. Caving 101. Always bring a bucket of water. We also didn't get to go on Small World, but I'm not.
Well,
too, I'm not too heartbroken about that one.
I had to kind of veto that one. It's about the longest damn line in the park, and I'll tell you, you're not missing much.
If you've heard the song, you've pretty much seen the ride, right?
Yeah, well, me and the wife have talked about that a lot since that trip, and I think I regret it, just because it's so iconic.
Yeah.
And apparently they've gone through and changed it a bunch since we were there. So, now knowing now that it's not going to be there next time. Yeah. Something will be there and it will be called It's a Small World, but it won't be the same thing.
Yeah.
I actually kind of regret that decision, but oh well.
Yeah. That trip can be summed up in 2 words. Best and worst.
Yes, absolutely.
It was a life experience that I'm so happy I had, but we were so miserable.
Best time I've ever had, spending hours standing by the freeway waiting for a car to cool off.
We have pictures of us in Northern California in the Redwood Forest, standing in front of the car with the hood up. His wife ran across the street.
By all rights, at this point, we should be running through the trees making speeder bike sounds. But it just didn't have the spirit for it. Look, run indoor. F*** you.
Yep. I'm a big Star Wars fan, and so is Truthseiyer, but probably not to the degree that I am.
Okay.
And you'd agree with that, right?
I'd say memorizing the name of the lighting crew has very little to do with how much of a fan of the actual movies you are.
I have no idea who the lighting crew is. Although, it's funny, I just learned something the other day that I don't know why I didn't know. That the guy who played the Emperor in Return of the Jedi was the guy who played the Emperor in Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. I didn't realize that.
I don't think I would have if I hadn't read it somewhere.
Reddit. Shameless plug.
Right.
I've finally gotten good at killing server creepers.
Crap.
To the face.
That wasn't too bad. There's a lot of those guys down here.
Yeah. Oh, how did we get from Disneyland to Star Wars?
I don't know.
Star Tours.
No, but good transition. Nice save.
Yeah, I thought so. I'm almost out of torches.
Didn't you very nearly get stuck on Star Tours?
Shut up. The seatbelt was jammed. Okay. The seatbelt fit me just fine. However, I didn't know that they absolutely will not unlatch until the doors to the ride have opened. So the ride is stopped. We're waiting now for the doors to open, and I reach down, I try to unbelt my seatbelt, and it won't go. So I'm assuming I'm stuck. And I'm
good. I get to be this guy.
Yeah, I think that's what I said to you. I looked at Truth with just like, I'm stuck here. I'm
not a skinny guy myself. I know that feeling.
And oh hey.
Nice. Go get her, Ray.
Crap.
Oh, you're good at this.
At least I set him on fire.
That's true. Oh, was that him?
Gotcha, asshole.
That was him.
I can survive that. So yeah, here I am panicking that I can't get off this off this ride, and I'm elbowing Truth in the side, going, "I can't get out! I can't get out! I can't get out!" And the doors pop open, and I yank on the seatbelt and end up hitting him in the side really hard because the seatbelt, of course, unlatched. And
don't panic.
Oh, hey, look, a ravine.
Yeah.
And that was just day one.
I don't know. Some of that might have been day two. It's hard to say at this point.
Well, I know the golden horseshoe was all day one.
Yeah.
And we got there a little later than we meant to. Because we took a detour through Compton.
We had meant to sleep before we left.
Yeah. So, Truth and I were going on literally an hour of sleep. And,
It might have been 2 or 3, but it wasn't too much.
No.
We had less sleep than the time it took to actually drive down to LA.
Yeah. I tried to sleep in the van, but...
Clear?
Clear.
Am I clear? Am I clear? Clear, 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 clear. Am I clear? No! What the hell are you telling me I'm clear for? You were!
Like a boss. So I'm stuck. Where am I at? Okay, here. This is where I wanted to come. I meant to bring a stack of wood with me, but oh well.
Bummer.
Hooray! Gold! Oh. So, Disneyland is over with. We're on our way back. We say goodbye to his dad and pack up the car. And we start heading to San Luis Obispo. Because that was an important place and we had to go there.
Used to live there. Wife still had some friends there. Hadn't seen him in years.
Got trapped in a car by a couple of geese.
Yes.
Yeah.
Avoid waterfowl at all cost. I don't know what else to say about that.
What else is there to say? We were trapped in a car because of an angry goose.
Well, I had been flapping my jacket and honking.
Oh yeah, you were trying to impress your daughter. You see, hawk.
Flap, duck the head and charge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
when they turn around and do it to you.
Well, I didn't see that there were that many of them at first. I had no reinforcements.
And I sure as hell wasn't helping. I made a beeline for the car before you even stopped. Oh. So we ended up leaving his wife and kid in San Luis Obispo.
Well, they took the train back.
Yeah. It was pre-planned, I think is what I was getting at.
Oh, yeah. Hung out a couple extra days, spent some time with their friends.
Yeah. So, Truth and I made great time back up to Northern California to swap out the cars. We ended up staying the night at his mom's place, and we got the Subaru back. My leg still hurts from that car. Every time I see a Subaru... I had a dent from the middle console, a dent just below my knee.
For weird sort of just corner sticking out of that center console. I don't know that they needed to make the air conditioning controls that big.
So, we stay the night at his mom's house, and we get back in the car the next day, and we start heading back north, and we decided we were on 101, and at Grants Pass, or in Northern California, you can either choose to go over to I-5 or stay on 101. And we decided, I don't even know why we decided to, but we decided to stay on... Oh, we wanted to avoid Grants Pass because the car was overheating so bad.
Right.
So we decided to stay on 101, and about 10 minutes after we passed the exit to go to Grants Pass, we heard on the radio that it was closed due to mudslides. So... Yay us at that point.
Right.
Only problem is that it started...
Narrowly avoiding further disaster.
Yeah. Although at that point, it started pouring. I mean, it was 85 degrees and just pouring down rain. So the windows in this car fogged up immediately. And this is the part of the story that pisses me off more than anything. Yeah. We had the heat on in the car the entire way, trying to keep the engine cool. You know, suck the heat out and all that good stuff. Well, it was just a piss poor excuse of a heater. And so I'm looking around, and the back window has just fogged up completely to where I cannot see a goddamn thing. So I'm looking around, and under the steering column, tucked under there is a switch that was...
Couldn't see it from the driver's seat.
Yeah, it was...
We're looking for the rear defroster, and I'm peeking around, and I kind of ducked down a little bit, and through the steering wheel, above his knee, underneath the dash assembly... is this little? It's an aftermarket switch. I don't know. You may have seen it. A little black box, about the size of a couple of matchbooks, stuck together with just a little red transparent plastic switch on it. Maybe it's that switch there.
So I flipped the switch, and the heater goes from this little trickle to just full blast, and the temperature gauge on the car went from almost overheating to cool. And all of the trouble that we had with this car overheating was all because we did not have that switch on. If that switch had been on, we would have made it to his mom's house the first night. We would have made it to our hotel room on time the second day. We would have gotten to Disneyland at 6 o'clock in the morning instead of 2 o'clock in the afternoon the first day. It wouldn't have stolen 10 years off of our lives due to stress. His wife wouldn't have thought he committed suicide by jumping off the side of the freeway. But no, this goddamn little switch.
Oh yeah, no, you gotta flip the switch.
We made it from his mom's house to our house that same day.
Yeah, it was about a 22-hour drive on the way down, and I don't know, like 9-10 hours on the way back.
Yeah, yeah, and just if we had had that Switch, and here's the part that I absolutely love. When his in-laws came to pick up the car, we gave them the car back exactly how we got it. So he had turned the Switch off, and was it your father-in-law who said, well, "Why the hell was this Switch undone? Car won't run without that."
I don't know.
Oh. Moral of the story, look for the Switch.
Look for the Switch.
Oh.
Ask questions.
Ask questions.
Is there any reason this heater doesn't seem to be running properly?
Oh.
I thought it, goddammit. 6 hours into day one. This heater doesn't really seem to be working properly. Oh well.
Yep. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed that.
What does that switch do?
Oh. Oh yeah. Just the worst. Yep. Absolute worst time of my life and absolute best time. I enjoyed that trip more than anything else. And but that was some trials. Oh. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I seem to be just going in circles now.
Yeah,
so
pretty much.
I'm going to call it an episode here, and I will see you guys next time.